I've just been on the elliptical, the treadmill, for 2 hours. Let's just say 1 hour. Anyway, I stink. I'm gonna have a shower. So yesterday I vented by putting holes through the hairpiece at the front. I didn't put any holes up in through here because I didn't have access to it. I didn't want to peel it all back. But what we saw was that a pin this size, 1.5 millimeters in diameter, which is about the size of your face. Yeah, look, that's what you look like. I was able to puncture holes through the poly without any visible holes. I mean, it just sort of like the skin, you pierce it and it just closes, right? That's what was capable of doing. I'm sweating like what's the terminology? Like a pedophile at a Wiggles concert. If you've got a better one than that, please share. I like the sweat jokes, they're funny. This one has produced a little bit of glue, tiny bit of lifting. It's weakened by all the sweat. But like I said in the previous video, but some of you didn't even pay any attention, just like a box of Coca-Cola, I've got Coke Zero in the fridge, which I like to mix with Johnny Walker. Well, I do that boring shit, exercise. Even though it's in the cardboard, it doesn't stop it from being cooled down. Do you understand? But if it was sort of wrapped in insulation, it might be slower to cool down. Now, the overheating happens during exercise or a hot day. So if you're baking for a long time, obviously the sweat will build up. But you want vents to come through. So those Coke bottles, those Coke cans in the box were just as cold as everything else in the fridge, despite the fact that they were in a box. Probably isn't simply to do with the fact that the box has holes in it. I mean, even if it was fully sealed, airtight in a plastic container, I think it would still absorb the cold, or it would still emanate the heat, however fridges work, right? But the principle's similar in the idea that lace has holes in it, and even though you've pasted your head entirely with glue, then put the lace down on top of it, you don't sweat as much as you do with the poly, and it doesn't lift up due to that sweat as much. Although, come to think of it, lace does lift a little bit at the front, but more to the point, it just gathers dirt because the glue is exposed and dirt just gathers there. As you can see, zero dirt has gathered here. This is day 3 that I've had this on, and day 2 since the venting and staggering of the front hairline to make it wonkier. So despite all the sweat, I'm just pulling back sort of gently at the same way as I would normally try to lift the front bit. And yeah, that's just a little line of sweat, but no real lifting going on. I can't give full credit to the venting holes, but I just want to explain again to you that those vents are not to allow evaporation of the head sweat to occur. The vents are there to allow heat to dissipate outwards through these little holes. Now, I don't know exactly that this will work for sure, but if it works with lace, it should work with poly. Now, I haven't got as many holes, of course, as lace, because lace is more holes than not holes, like your mum. But if you put holes in the poly, heat should be able to vent. And I've put a whole bunch of them by poking this drill bit, which is the same size as a nail, as somebody pointed out. Why don't you just use a nail? You saw I had a bunch of these at the end of the last video. Why not use one of these? It punctured a hole straight through the poly. I tried to drill it, didn't need to drill, you just puncture it through. That's the reaction you get. So a sharp tip like a nail, so you could use a nail, yes, that's right. That's very good, children. Okay, you fucking idiots. You can use this. I was thinking initially that I have to use a needle or a pin or something very small, because this I would have thought would be too big. It would create a big hole, but it's self-healed, sort of. Obviously the holes are still there, all along the front there. I think I poked like 12 or 15 holes along the front area so that heat could vent. And at present, it hasn't lifted. Which as I say, I can't give full credit to those holes, but I bet they are doing something to help with the venting of heat out those holes. On a microscopic level, if we could see down that hole, that size, I bet little steam chimneys are coming out of those holes right now. I just got off the elliptical. I haven't been pushing hard. I haven't been eye of the tigering the fuck out of that thing. But yeah, I've been on there for 2 hours. I've lost count of time because basically I don't know what day it is most of the time, including now. Is it Tuesday morning at 3 o'clock? Could be 4 o'clock, I don't know. Could be 1 o'clock, I have no idea. I just know that when I woke up, it was dark. I was supposed to be on Monday when I had things to do, and now I bet it's Tuesday. I would not be surprised. I can't hear any traffic noise. Ambient noise. The only noise right now is this fan, which is annoying me because I'm sure the audio would have suffered as a result of that fucking thing. So I think the venting will have worked, as heat would microscopically be venting out of that. Now sweat is not evaporating out, obviously, but then sweat doesn't evaporate past glue unless it goes through that porous membrane that the glue has created and then evaporate out. Whatever the lace does, that's what I'm aiming here for with the poly. Do you understand? I'm not aiming to put glue all over the forehead, then punch holes all through it so that there are full holes straight from the scalp to the air. That's not my objective. Because lace doesn't have that advantage, does it? And it still works to vent out the heat and not make your forehead all sweaty. But all I can say is it works right now. And all the people have commented about glue first, then punch holes. That's logical. So what, every single time I do a touch up on the front, I've got to punch more holes in after I've glued? How many holes do you think there'd be by the end of the time this poly? It would just be ripped to shreds, you fucking morons. And you know, the people who commented aren't as fucking stupid as the people who just like, you know what I mean? If you just simply liked that comment, which had no forethought, you're the dumbest of all. Get the fuck out of my channel. Don't ever see my face again. Please fuck off. Thank you. Jesus Christ, who's just going around clicking like on the dumbest ideas there are? The dumbest people, clearly, all right? Don't try to teach me about logic. I fucking build robots. I've been building computers since I was 12 years old, all right? There are things that I'm flawed about, but I think the logic must be sound because it works with lace, okay? And I think if lace doesn't build up a whole bunch of sweat, even though it's smothered in just as much glue as poly is, it's got to be the plastic sealing the heat in that's causing the sweat. Do you understand my rationale? I'm gonna have a shower and I'm gonna not shave fully because it causes a rash and I don't give a fuck. To have absolutely no stubble. I just want it to neaten itself out. I'm just gonna use a beard trimmer, which is what this is designed for, rather than shortening his own head. You can see, you know that thing? Still there from the last time I shaved. I'm sick of those things, I don't like them. So I'm just gonna use this so that I don't have to shave the hair right out of the hole to cause whatever infection happens every time I shave. But also, I look very plain in the face. I've got no stubble. And that's it, shaving complete. Now I'm gonna get in the shower right now because I fucking stink. And then I'll come out and we'll examine how bad the effects of the shower and the heat of the steam and everything in the shower have affected this front hairline. Okay, I've had a shower, I put a t-shirt on, whatever. This is poly-ventilation day 2. Just pulling hair out of the hairbrush. It's not that much, but just remember I cut that front bit off yesterday when I staggered the front hairline. So there are some hairs that obviously came out. But hopefully all those, the shower drain's clean. Okay. Now just remember, steam and heat make the front hairline weaker. And brushing hard back, even with a lace hairpiece, would make the front hairline more susceptible to having leverage and being pulled back at that time. Okay, so as we know, there's overhang there because I didn't trim those bits all around there because it's a larger hairpiece, and I just stuck it on as a sort of an experiment. So, zooming in here, there is a tiny bit of lifting right there. I'm hoping that after my head cools down, the glue will re-solidify and there won't be any more trouble with it. Okay. I don't know what you can learn from this. We just have to continue watching day after day. But as it stands, the front hairline is not lifting too bad after, first of all, 2 hours of walking on a treadmill, kind of elliptical, cross trainer, orbital, whatever you want to call it. And also after the shower. I mean, the shower clearly is going to provide lifting of the front hairline with any glue. The good thing about Ultra Hold is it will re-solidify and be sticky once again, unlike something like a white glue like Ghost Bond, which is useless. Because if that lifts, it's done for, right? You can't just push it back down because it doesn't melt. It turns into hardened plastic. It's either liquid plastic or hardened plastic that turns into tiny little dandruff balls. So that sort of glue is useless, even though most people seem to use it. So this is Ultra Hold with ventilation day 2. So I'm going to get back on that treadmill, probably for another 3 hours. Maybe I'll do that and get back to you instead of just publishing this as it is. So you can see what it's like, A, when I'm fucking smashed, because I'm going to just keep drinking, because that's the only way I can get through the boredom of that. Plus I've got, Risk, which I'm a master at the moment, heading for Grandmaster, if people don't gang up on me for being a master, which is what they seem to do. And I'm watching Angry Birds 2, sort of on the screen while I'm playing and doing that, and drinking alcohol, and using my puffer, my vaporizer. Okay, I've been on the elliptical for an hour and a quarter. So I'm sweating a bit. Okay, that's the venting. I don't know if it's gonna make any difference. Has any glue pushed through? No. Is the sweat causing lifting? Well, it would. I mean, if I pulled back, I'm sweating. But the same would have happened with the lace anyway. Oh, God. I'm going to bed, so I'm not really going to put any shit in my hair. I'm just going to show you that's venting day 2. what do I say about the morons who have dumbass comments? What am I going to say? A lot of them are related to being gay. A lot of the comebacks are to do with, you're gay, ha ha ha, lol, kind of thing. I mean, I think I've scared off all the people who write lol, so hopefully they've all well and truly vanished. Now we're in the next tier, one above the minimum IQ that you would expect to have somebody going blah, 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 while staring at a wall for their whole life. Like people who write lol. Okay? But those are the second tier people. That's my next mission, to vanquish them, because they're fucking morons and they write shitty fucking comments. And if you have to resort to you're gay, ha ha ha, or something like that, or some kind of wordplay version of that, it's the same shit. And I know a lot of these people are, you know, between 25 and 34. That's apparently the largest part of the graph, if you know what a graph is. You're the main people, and you're from the United States as well. People between 25 and 34 from the United States, that's my main audience. Okay? So, if that's part of your culture, the millennial culture, to still accuse people of being gay now, then your life is worthless. Okay, we're talking about hair, not faggotitis, all right, inflammation of the faggot. We're not talking about that, okay? And if you want to talk to people about your sexual preferences and the thoughts you have about your penis being slid into an asshole of a man, or an asshole or a penis of a man being slid into your asshole, and all those thoughts that you have, do it elsewhere. I don't care about it, all right? And if your comments are so stupid that you don't take logic or experience into account, or you haven't watched the video properly, so you're making references to things that I've already discussed, but you're pointing them out like it's new, like your brain has thought of it, know how fucking dumb you are, please. I mean, I'm happy for people to be stupid elsewhere, but you don't have the right to talk or type in this lifetime. I'm sorry, you were born stupid, and there's nothing you can do. If you want to try to check how intelligent you are, just think of how curious you are compared to other people. If your curiosity is kind of like limited, that's a good indicator that you are simple. Okay? If you're not curious about answers to questions, and you want to fight answers because it's just too much information, please fuck off. Thank you.